Hello all and welcome back to the Sensei's Kitchen Top, where we primarily play Pauper Commander with some other formats sprinkled in there. Speaking of, today we are playing some 1v1 CEDH, which isn't a real format, but it's also my channel, so I can kind of do what I want. AKA, I just moved and I don't have enough magic friends up here yet. I am playing Jorn Stax, which looks to play Stax pieces and break parity with Jorn's untap ability and snow mana. I slow down the game until I can win with either a Thoracle or Witherbloom Chain of Smog combo. Sam is on Elsha, which is a win-conless deck looking to be as resilient as possible. Elsha mainly wants to gain access to her entire library through drawing or milling, using top combos and LED underground breaches into Brain Freeze, creating infinite mana and win from the multitude of win cons the deck has to offer. I am going first and keep an opener of Windfall, Limdol's Vault, Elvish Mystic, Boreal Druid, Veil of Summer, Windswept Heath, and a snow-covered island. And Sam keeps a hand of Gamble, Mox Opal, Grim Monolith, Snap, Rite of Flame, Force of Will, and a City of Brass. Without any further ado, let's get to the game! I play a Windswept Heath and crack it, fetching a snow-covered forest and cast a Boreal Druid. Sam plays a City of Brass for turn, tapping it to add a red to his mana pool, which he uses to cast Rite of Flame, adding 2 more red, which he then uses to cast a Grim Monolith, and then cast a Mox Opal. I play a snow-covered island for turn and tap 3 to cast Jorn. However, in response, Sam casts Force of Will, pitching Snap. Passing back over, Sam hesitantly casts a Gamble with only 2 cards in hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Then plays a Jeweled Lotus and passes. I play a Wooded Foothills for turn, and then tap a green for an Elvish Mystic. For his turn, Sam plays a Scalding Tarn, and then cracks his Jeweled Lotus and taps his Mox Opal and land to cast his commander. From this point on, just assume that Sam is always looking at the top card of his library if Elsha is out. I crack my Wooded Foothills for a Woodland Chasm. Playing my land for turn, I then tap out to recast my commander. And in my end step, Sam fetches out a Volcanic Island. He also flashes in a Tormod's Crypt off the top. In his turn, he plays a Wooded Foothills, which he then cracks and shocks a Steam Fence in. In my upkeep, I tap 2 to cast a Limdol's Vault. Sam responds with a Swan Song, attempting to counter it, which I then respond to myself with a Veil of Summer, stopping the counterspell and drawing a card. I then look at the top 5, and decide to keep the top 5, rearranging them, but still the top 5. I then draw a card for turn. Start my main phase by playing a Gitaxian Probe, paying Phyrexia. I get to look at Sam's non-existent hand. I then cast a Mana Crypt, and then tapping 3 to cast a Tangle Wire, which enters with 4 Fade counters. And I switch out the dice for an easier to read one. In his turn, Sam taps Elsha, Tormod's Crypt, and 2 of his lands to Tangle Wire. Plays a Sulphur Falls for turn, and passes. I roll for Crypt, and lose 3 life. And then stack my triggers so Tangle Wire ticks down and only have to tap 3 permanents, which I tap Tangle Wire, Boreal Druid, and a Snow-Covered Forest. I cast a Worldly Tutor in my main phase 1, putting Collector Oof on top. I attack with Jorn, and with the trigger on the stack, float 2 blue and a black with my Snow-Covered lands. I then untap all my Snow permanents, apart from the forest apparently, and tapping an additional 2, cast an Ad Nauseam. I reveal a Collector Oof, a Mental Misstep, Culling Ritual, Ponder, Chrome Mox, a Forest, Carpet of Flowers, a Swamp, Mystic Remora, Dispel, Deathrite Shaman, and a Seedborn Muse going to 16 life. I put them into my hand as Ad Nauseam finally resolves, and Sam finally takes 3 commander damage. I play a Swamp for turn, then cast a Chrome Mox and I imprint Culling Ritual onto it. Off that, I cast a Carpet of Flowers, and then play a Collector Oof, and a Mystic Remora, and a Deathrite Shaman. Sam taps Mox Opal, Tormod's Crypt, and I land to Tangle Wire, plays an island, and casts top off the top, not paying the 4. I tick down Tangle Wire, tapping Tangle Wire and Crypt. I cheat by playing a land for turn, then tapping Boreal Druid to play for my Mystic Remora. Add 3 mana through my Carpet of Flowers and cast Ashiok. In response, Sam flashes in a Lion's Eye Diamond. I draw a card. In response to the trigger of Elsha's prowess, I tap 3 to dismember Elsha. In response to that, Sam casts a Mox Diamond off the top. I draw a card. He doesn't discard a land, sacrificing it. He then casts Winds of Rebuke off the top, targeting my Collector Oof. I draw a card, and then cast Dispel, countering the spell. and then the dismember resolves and Elsha dies. I tick down Ashiok targeting Sam, and he mills a Force of Negation, a Hallowed Fountain, a Mystic Remora, and an Ancient Tomb. He then exiles his graveyard. I cast a Ponder, looking at the top 3 cards of my library. I choose not to shuffle and draw a card. I tap an additional 3 to cast a Static Orb. And going to combat, I swing with Jorn, untapping my copious snow permanents. In my second main phase, I had 3 black through Carpet of Flowers, and then paying a further 3, cast a Bolas's Citadel. Sam taps to Tangle Wire and passes turn. I untap my Dork through Static Orb, and then tick down Tangle Wire, tapping down my Static Orb. I don't pay for Mystic Remora.
Roll for crypt.
I add 3 green through Carpet of Flowers, and then tick down Ashiok, milling Helm of Obedience, Esper Sentinel, Brainstorm, and Dispel. Tapping a further 2, I cast a Seedborn Muse, because I just, need to really send that message. I swing in with Jorn, Boreal Druid, and Collector Roof, untapping all my snow permanents again. I pay 2 life to cast a Weathered Runestone off the top, and then...
I'm playing because you're filming, not because I think I can win.
I'm very much happy for you to.
But let me see what I draw. Punch you, can I? Or play from the top, or the arm. Or use my artifacts. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Spellseeker, but...
I also had a Metal Mister mana drain activation. And a Windfall and a Mox Opal, and it's like, well, can't use these.
What a fascinating game of 1v1 CEDH. Obviously meant to be a multiplayer format, but there's still some really interesting gameplay to be had in 1v1. Elsha had a fairly strong start, countering the first time I cast Jorn and getting a turn 3 Elsha out, but with very few cards in hand, struggled to keep up that momentum. This allowed way too much space for Jorn to get in there and just lay stacks piece after stacks piece, especially resolving the Adnors, refilling and refueling my hand, and just getting down everything, so even if Sam did draw into anything useful, wasn't able to cast it. While looking through the notifications on previous videos, Daniel Crosby reminded me that I have just reached 500 subscribers, which I was totally aware was coming up. Thank you guys so much for 500 subs. I know it might not seem a lot, but it is a lot to me. I know my motivation for creating videos isn't at the highest, but I still enjoy it when I do get a video out, and I appreciate there are people out enjoying the content. The next video coming will be back to Pauper Commander, but maybe not as you expect it. I know, so mysterious. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, please do subscribe for new videos. Head down to the description to find any relevant links, including the last video I made. And while you're down there, make sure you join the Kitchen Top Discord for friendly conversation about the channel, and maybe even play some games. Watch some other videos while you wait, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!